And then the question is, who am I if I can't do that? And then maybe we could talk about that a little, what that feels like.
In 1977, Dr. Spiegel and his colleagues took 86 women with metastatic breast cancer and randomly divided them into two groups. One group, the control group, received standard chemotherapy and radiation. The second group received the same, with one important addition. They were asked to attend a psychotherapy support group, like this one, every week for 1 year. What Dr. Spiegel discovered, quite unexpectedly, was that the women in the support group not only felt better, they lived almost 2 years longer than the women who did not attend the group. The women who received the special treatment lived an average of 18 months longer than those who did not?
That's correct. It was a doubling of survival time from the point when the women entered the study.
That's rather remarkable, isn't it? I mean,
well, the magnitude of it was shocking to me. I even sent the paper to all of my enemies to see if they could tell me some flaw in the methodology that could account for it.
But what had you expected to find when you set out?
What I expected was that the disease itself determines what happens. And you can help people, you can comfort people with the disease, which is a noble thing to do, but I didn't expect that it would have any major effect on how long they lived with the cancer.
Why are you repeating this study now with this new group of women?
I really felt that the issue was so important that I wanted to be absolutely sure that it was right, that there wasn't some other way to explain it, because I knew that many people, many physicians, and many people in the public would say there must be some mistake. This just can't be true.
What if you don't replicate your first findings?
If I don't, I'll be disappointed, but I'll publish it. I mean, the truth is the only thing that can really guide what we're doing. And so I just want to know whether or not I can do it again, and whatever we find, we'll publish.
When will you know?
I think it's going to be another 4 years.
In the meantime, most of these women in the group will probably die.
Yes, many of them will, yes.
I was at the height of my career, and I had gone back to college to get my degree.
We began filming at the very first session of Dr. Spiegel's new experiment in hopes of learning how coming here once a week and just talking might influence how long these women live.
It was about the time that they figured that the cancer was just getting started. So,
the main task in the first meeting is to make a group. And part of how we did that was having each person tell their story.
The day after my 46th birthday on September 20th, I'll never forget it. The pain got so severe that my husband rushed me to the emergency room. And
Sandy, a 47-year-old woman, spoke movingly about how difficult it has been for her husband and 2 daughters to accept her diagnosis.
Wait a minute. This isn't supposed to happen.
This was a first meeting, and there was a certain amount of inhibition that one might expect.
Throughout the year, Dr. Spiegel will record meticulous notes after every session in order to keep track of each woman's progress.
My name is Ramona. I had a mastectomy in 1984, so I thought I was home free.
Ramona seemed reluctant to talk in the group. She said she was taught as a child that talking about feelings was a sign of weakness.
But I'm older than most of you, so I've had a lot of life.
I'm a little different than the rest of you. I'm going through a real blue period. I had been a real happy person up until about 6 months ago.
Debbie is a somewhat depressed woman who has difficulty mobilizing herself each day.
I look in the mirror and I think, who is this person? She's never smiling, she's never happy, and that's where I'm at today. I keep saying to myself, there's got to be something you can do to re-trigger the old Debbie, but I can't find it.
Well, I hope we can be of help to you. There is no one right way of being when you've got breast cancer, and I hope that we can be of some help to you.
You see, I have a philosophy that works sort of against being in a group like this, because I feel that it helps more to reinforce negative feelings than positive feelings about your future.
Martha, who is a Christian Scientist, was something of a skeptic about the group and what it could do for her.
All of these symptoms around, there are all of these people around. It doesn't reassure me one little bit to know somebody else is in my boat with the old oar out, just rowing away like crazy against time and against medicine. It's not reassuring.
It is difficult to come to a group and talk about things that are often painful and depressing. Martha never returned. She said she just couldn't see how it would be helpful to her. This is the meeting of September 11th. 6 weeks have gone by since we began the new study. The women are beginning to grow closer, but I still have to actively encourage them to express their feelings more directly to one another.
No matter how much you want to forget or not be in the reality of cancer, it comes back at you. It really does.
I'm overweight from all the therapies and stuff I've had, and it's been a real bad one. I'm not that young where it'll come off, and it's been just a fight.
You want to kind of go back to life before it all happened and live it normally, and you keep bumping up against the fact that you can't, and that is upsetting.
It is. It just makes me very angry, like punch a pillow kind of angry, which I think is healthy for me. It's about time I started.
I was glad to see that Debbie's mood was considerably brighter and that she appeared less depressed. After only 6 weeks, it's clear how much the other group members care about her.
You know, I could accept having cancer if I could control it. But I can't control it. It controls me.
In general, the group seems to be in a transition point.
I can barely get out of bed.
The members are wondering about how much to open up to one another, and I think how much to admit to themselves that they are suffering with the illness and its consequences.
I think I feel a little hesitant about coming every week and talking about my feelings about stuff because I'm just aware we have different styles and that they don't necessarily want to support me. And it's not through anything that's directly said, it's through what's not said.
Could you give us an example? Lorna is having a hard time feeling accepted by the other women. I was pleased that she jumped right in and was honest about her frustrations with the group.
It was hard for me a couple of groups ago, Ramona, when you made a comment to me about, I don't remember exactly how you put it, but that it's fine with me if she wants to talk about feelings every time, but that's not something that I want to do.
I don't remember saying.
I think that when you open up and say your feelings and people don't respond back right away, you think that everyone's thinking, we didn't want to hear that. But I don't think that's true. I think it just takes longer for some of us in the group to open up.
Why should expressing feelings be good for your health?
We don't understand that very well, but it seems to me that when you have feelings that you can't express, they become a kind of an internal obstacle. There's something that is so terrible that you can't move beyond it. And there's something about expressing them that acknowledges they're real but doesn't let them take control over you. And you don't have to devote emotional resources to keeping those feelings out of awareness. Now, how that translates itself into some effect on the way their bodies fight the illness, we don't know for sure, but I now believe that it does have some effect on that process as well.
I mean, it can't be an easy thing to try to get them to open up and express their feelings to strangers.
Well, it can be hard, and at first, of course, there's the usual reticence to talk about something that you haven't talked about with anyone else in a room with people you don't know well. What I'm trying to do is create an atmosphere in which we talk about the hard stuff, not the easy stuff. You look to me like you're feeling sad right now. I'm looking for signs of emotion.
No, I don't think I feel sad.
For someone who is feeling worried but not quite able yet to talk about it. But you're not used to having someone to really comfort you when you are feeling sad.
No. I don't know. I've always felt that one doesn't have to look very far to see someone far worse.